Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. This is November 22nd, second recording. And again, I'm trying to make people aware that, you know, whatever videos you see, you know, they're not very successful because they don't have a lot of views. Sad part about all of this is the depressions I go through every morning, and the life that I've been forced to live now. I end up having to move my stuff from storage to storage. That's all I do. I don't make any progress. I can't find a place that will rent to me, that will I can't rent a warehouse because they want $1 million policy. I got to jump through some stupid hoop, paying insurance to somebody. I can't sign an insurance waiver and say, hey, I won't sue you. Oh no, but if somebody else comes to your shop and falls down or hurts themselves, they can sue you and the owner of the property. I'm just going, when does this stop? It's destroying people's lives. Anyway, certainly has already done its damage to me. Decades of damage. Did you know, back when Kerry and Bush were running in 2004, I debated 4 other candidates on a radio station out of Kansas City, Missouri, where the presidential debates were taking place. So they were alternative radio presidential debates for the lesser known candidates. And I won all 4 debates from 4 different presidential candidates. And I got more than 90% of the vote from the rush hour crowd that, you know, were listening to the debates on the radio. When I talked to the 99%ers in downtown Los Angeles with a bullhorn, I mentioned, you know, take your money out of the banks. About a week later, they were taking their money out of the banks and putting it in a credit union. I don't call that a coincidence. I call that the media not giving credit to where the proper credit should be given, which is to me, because I kept telling people, take your money out of the banks. You don't, standing in front of the banks and getting arrested and blocking the view and setting your tent up inside the bank is ridiculous. It's, what? They're not, and even if they do, I mentioned this in the bullhorn, and nobody cares. They said that I was talking too much. And that was a drunk guy that said that. Newt Gingrich, let me get back on this. So anyway, so I said, I was telling people, take your money out of the banks. And while you're at it, show them the pictures of the children that they've killed with their tax money. That should make them feel guilty. But it's no coincidence. They take ideas from people and then they don't give credit where credit is due. That was, you know, not a coincidence. I have plans to go back and talk again, but it's not going to do me very much good. Nobody got up and decided to rabble-rouse and say, you know, say my name and say we're going to support you for president and heck with Obama. I support putting an amendment into the Constitution that tells all the people of the United States how to overthrow their government when it gets this bad. You shouldn't be forced to have to elect another stool pigeon, another puppet for the Bilderberg Group or the Trilateral Commission, Rockefeller, the rich money interest. These people, if they give you enough money, they'll buy you. I don't know why they didn't buy me. I mean, I'm easy. I don't know why they're making me suffer. I mean, you know, I have lost everything. I've lost my guitars, my cars, my motorhomes. They took everything I worked for the last more than 20 years. They've taken from me. And my twin, he's had 30 years of his life stolen from him. We've had everything stolen from us. And they used every color of law they could against us. It's beyond explanation. You know, my older twin had mentioned to me, you know, he said, have you ever noticed the natural disasters? People lose their homes, they lose everything, hurricanes, tornadoes. You ever notice those people, they lose everything. But people like us, We lose everything, but other people took it from us. That was not a natural disaster. These were people going out of their way to destroy my life, to make me grind my teeth away every night, because I'm not a violent person. When someone's doing you harm, the stress has to come out somewhere, and in me it comes out of grinding my teeth. So I now have $20,000 worth of dental work that will never happen. I will get an infection again eventually, and I will just let it happen. I don't care. If you want to call that suicide, fine. I'd rather die than live another day with this crappy life that I've been forced to live in. And that's exactly what they've done. They've forced me to live in a crappy life. I have no place to do my research. I can't make any discoveries. If I was one of those people that I talked about in genetics that is special, that is intelligent and could make really important discoveries, I've been bamboozled every step of the way. I've been hurt. I've been destroyed, mostly by the city of Los Angeles, the city council, the mayor's office, the police department, building and safety, the fire department. They're all jerk holes. They don't have a hole where they can go to the bathroom. That's why they're jerk holes. They're full of it, and they can't get rid of it, and they stink to high heaven. That's why I never go to those meetings or any of those people. I don't like talking to them because they're evil. They're all evil, right down to the core. I don't care how nice they are, how many newspapers they're in, and how many hands they're shaking. I wouldn't shake hands with a body that's full of you know what. I wouldn't go near it. They smell too bad. I may have BO once in a while and may smell bad, but I don't smell anywhere near as bad as Barack Obama or Newt Gingrich or the Republicans or the Democrats or the money changers and the people who smell the high heaven because they reek of the bad karma they have collected in their bodies from killing little innocent bodies in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Panama, in Vietnam. And there's a lot of soldiers, if U.S. soldiers who've been soldiers before and saw that stuff, they're sworn to secrecy, can't talk about it. But I bet if any of the one of them who've been a witness to those atrocities saw my videos, they'd be clapping and saying, good for you, we're for you. Yeah, but where's my real support? I don't have any support. I can't get on CNN or any of the people that get on Wolf Blitzer with the Situation Room. I can't get on any of those programs. They don't call me. They don't say, you know. And even if they was offered to be on the program, I will never take an interview. I've told everybody now, if you want an interview with me and you're going to put me on national news, I want to have say-so, absolute authority over the editing and the censorship. And I also want to be paid for the interview, and the price of my interview, the first interview that is done with me to talk about all the abuse I've been through, is the amount of money paid to CBS for the Zapruder film showing Kennedy's brains being blown out in his car. I think that was more than $10 million. I don't know how much it was, but Dan Rather had arranged that, and CBS paid for the Zapruder film. And they paid millions of dollars for it. And that's what it's going to cost to have a decent long-term interview with me to explain in sequential order who did what and why they did it. And they do not ever get a chance to counter anything or any accusation that I make against them, because every accusation I made to them, those people in authority, are people who have no right to be in authority because they don't think diplomatically. They have no diplomacy. They have no training in diplomacy. They never even went to the State Department. They've never taken a course in diplomacy. These people are all evil. So I don't know what to say. I mean, it's 9 minutes into the video, and what? People seeing a poor, sad guy talking about his life, his personal life, his relationship life destroyed, his financial standing always repeatedly destroyed. My life has been repeatedly destroyed over and over again. This isn't something that just happened once. This has happened over and over and over and over again. It's happened more times than the videos that you see when you watch my videos. So yeah, I'm very, very tired. I'm ready to die. I just, the other day I said, people die when they lose the will to live. I don't have a will to live anymore. It's not there. I don't care. You know, they'll probably take the rest of my stuff, all my possessions, the fruits of my labor represent all the hard years of work collecting all that stuff and making my plans for what I was going to do with all that stuff. And and no one knows the whole story. And instead of people looking at me and going, wow, this guy was made to suffer over and over again, worse than Christ, because they didn't kill him like they killed Christ. They just destroyed his life over and over again. And he ground his teeth away and is getting sicker and sicker. And you know, that's kind of really ironic, because I have a background in biology, and doctors were sending their patients to me to help cure them with arthritis problems and all these things. I know all this stuff about biology and how to help people. Even that was taken away from me. So, you know, I don't have anything to live for anymore. It's useless. Today I spent these poor hands here. They're all wrinkly and hurt because I was moving stuff just to please the storage place that I'm at. Oh, you can't leave anything outside. Oh, yeah, the boss is coming. You have to put everything inside. You can't put it. You can't. I can't even organize a storage so that at least I can walk in there and get what I'm looking for. I just have to throw stuff in and throw stuff out because I'm always under pressure, moving and moving because I don't have enough money, and I'm always running short on money. And then when one storage place doesn't work out for me, I have to find a truck. I used to have tons of trucks that were all taken from me by parking enforcement and the jerk-offs who they wouldn't leave me alone on private property or on public property. They followed me everywhere I went, and they used the color of law to do it. On private property, they used abatement against me. On public property, they used, you got to move it every 3 days, move it every 3 days. And they would tow my things away, and I'd have to take my money that I was trying to save to move out of California. They trapped me here. They literally trapped me here. And I'm trying to really get that across to the public, to the nation, to the world. I'm an individual who has suffered more than the children in Iraq and Afghanistan and Panama and Vietnam. Because, see, those children, most of them are already dead. They're lucky. At least they went through this horrible pain, and now they're dead. It's over. They left me alive to live with all of this pain. So I'm never, until I die, I'm never going to let you forget every person, every doctor, every lawyer, every person I meet. You are a murderer. You kill, you pay taxes, you are a murderer. And I'm going to say it till the day I die. Screw you people. You're evil. You don't do anything to support the right people. You should have been behind me years ago. And you should have been behind my twin years ago, decades ago. None of these people, none of these horrific scenes of death and destruction would have ever happened if you had listened to us. But you didn't. Instead, you went about your merry way, ignoring and neglecting very important people that are here only one time, and one time to show you a new and better way. And instead of following me, you screwed me. And if you did nothing about it, or even if you knew nothing about it, you should have made it your business to know that crap like this was happening to people. And when you see that kind of pain and agony, you should be helping them get out of that pain and agony, getting away, protecting them from these jerk-offs, these jerk-holes who sit there and destroy people's lives like mine. So you won't ever see this on NBC or CBS or ABC. You won't see it uncut, uncensored, because they're afraid. They are deathly afraid, especially the rich, that if somebody like me ever got into a position of real power and authority. I'm not talking, I'm not a nutcase where I want power and authority. Yeah, I'll sit on a throne and I will dictate completely, but you won't know what's under that throne. What's under the throne and what's under the floor that you're walking on in the throne room where I rule is so horrific, it'll make you shameful for the rest of your life. So you think about that. We'll talk to you maybe some other time when you really are willing to listen, when you really are willing to support me instead of just watch me and walk off and ignore me just like the rich people did.